Hi, this is Javin Kharod, chemical engineer by profession, going to continue our today's topic, fire triangle. Now, what is that? Basic safety starts from understanding what is fire triangle and fire triangle consists of. Now, industrial safety has become a key factor for industries and point of focus. Now, without industrial safety policy, it is not possible for industries to survive as the government becoming strict in terms of safety in chemical industries. Hence, now it is mandatory for industries to improve their safety standard to remain in existence. Now, what is fire? A fire is the rapid oxidation of a material in the exothermic chemical process of combustion which releases heat, light and various reaction of products. In any chemical industries, fire hazard is a very common and most of material, chemical or solvent used in the chemical industries used for manufacture products have potential fire. Hence, there are always risk of fire in chemical industries. But consider risk of fire. We cannot close the industries. On contrary, we need to reduce the risk of fire. To understand causes of fire, there are concepts by name of fire triangle. Let us we learn in a detail. What is fire triangle? What fire triangle consists of? The fire triangle is the model that consists three elements which are the basis requirement fire to establish. The fire triangle is also known as the combustion triangle or fire behavior triangle. The fire triangle model consists fuel, ignition and oxygen. According to model, the element fuel oxygen present in right proportion get ignition, then fire will occur. Now fire triangle consists fuel, oxygen and ignition. Now fuel. Fuel consider the primary element establishment of the fire. Fuel is the element that burn result in fire. The quantity of fuel will decide duration of fire. Example, fuel can any flammable material. Such example, wood, paper, dry, grass solvent, plastic, petroleum product like petrol, diesel, gasoline, natural gas, etc. Now, oxygen and oxidizing agent. The oxygen is the element whose presence important for fire. When fuel is burned, it reacts oxygen and result generation, release heat and generate combustion. Example, oxidizing agent are fluorine gas, perchlorate, salt, such as ammonia, perchlorate or chlorine, trifluoride, etc. Now ignition and heat. All the flammable substance had flash point, ignition in the form of spark and heat, the three element of the fire triangle. The area there are fuel store and atmosphere room has sufficient oxygen present in condition the flammable substage get ignition of heat may result in fire. Now fire tetrahedron. Now fire triangle consists three elements. Eventually fire triangle has been updated fire tetrahedron or addition the fourth element fire triangle. Example chain reaction. Initial occurrence fire represented fire triangle which is consists fuel, heat, oxidizing agent, oxygen but later additional element has been introduced fire triangle. The chain reaction and concept of fire tetrahedron come into existence. Now additional element fire triangle uninhibited chemical chain reaction. Significance chemical chain reaction is provide sufficient exothermic reaction energy to produce ignition, fuel and air ratio must be within flammable limit which describe the amount of vapor in air necessary to propagate flame. Removing any the four factor will present, suppress or control the fire. The fire tetrahedron represent addition component, the chemical chain reaction, the three already present in fire triangle, the mostly consists present sufficient amount free radicals. Now combustion. is the chemical reaction feed the fire more heat and allow to continue once the fire has started, resulting exothermic chain reaction sustain fire and allow continue until unless least one of element of fire block. Now foam use deny the fire oxygen it need. Water can use lower the temperature of fuel below ignition point or remove disperse the fuel. Now halon can use remove free radical, create a barrier, inert gas in a direct attack on chemical reaction responsible for fire. When fire involves burning metal like lithium, magnesium, titanium, etc., it is known as class D fire. It becomes even more important consider energy release. The metal react faster with water than oxygen and thereby more energy release. Putting water on such a fire result, fire getting hotter and even exploding. Carbon dioxide extinguisher are ineffective against certain metals such as titanium. Therefore, inert agent must be used to break the chain reaction metallic combustion. In same way, the four element of tetrahedron is entirely removed. Combustion stop. Now use of fire triangle, fire tetrahedron. The fire triangle will help to understand possibility occurrence. The fire which help to design process safety. The fire triangle is the base of fire extinguisher which work eliminate one of the fire element extinguish the fire. Now example use of fire triangle. Consider there are wood block present in ground due to any reason fire broken out. The wood is flammable material, fire triangle present. Now it is present open ground, so it oxygen open. The atmosphere oxygen consists 21% oxygen and they are considered fire ignition has been provided purposefully. Now element complete fire triangle represent fire in the wood block. Now extinguish fire. We have removed either element from the fire triangle. Now simply put the blanket over the wood. Consider fire is not widely spread over than blanket will isolate the oxygen from the fire which will break the fire triangle and it is way suppress the fire. On the same basis, fire extinguisher work. There are different type of fire extinguisher and type of extinguisher described. Water, powder, foam, CO2 means carbon dioxide and wet chemicals. Now, this fire extinguisher work the same principle break the fire triangle by eliminating one of the component of fire triangle. The chemical industries work are conducted every single day like preventive maintenance, the equipment replacement to ensure a safe working environment and safety at workplace. Part of industrial safety work permit system has been followed, especially determined reduce risk of industrial fire accident. Hot work permit system followed the work permit system in chemical industries. Now oxidizer. Oxidizer reactant chemical reaction. Most of cases it is ambient air, particular one of the component oxygen depriving of fire of air and fire can extinguish such covering the flammable small candle with the empty glass. The contrary, the air is blown over a wood fire. The fire is activated by introduction of more air. The sum of chemical fluorine gas, perchlorate, salt such as ammonium perchlorate and chlorine trifluoride act oxidizer, sometimes more powerful oxygen itself, a fire-based reaction. This oxidizer can be very difficult to put until oxidizer is exuded and that leg of the fire triangle cannot be broken. Normal means depriving air will be not smoother it. Now certain cases, some of the explosive oxidizer and combustion, they are the same. Nitroglycerin, unstable molecule has oxidizing part, some of molecule oxidizable part. Now reaction initiated activated energy. Most of case heat. Several examples include friction in case of matches, heating electric wire, a flame propagation of fire, spark. There are also many other ways bring sufficient activation energy include electricity, radiation, pressure which lead to a temperature rise. Most cases heat production enable Self-sustainability of the reaction enable chain reaction grow. Now temperature which liquid produce sufficient vapor to get a flammable mix with self-sustainable combustion called placement. Now extinguishment of the fire. The stop combustion reaction, one of the three element fire triangle, remove without sufficient heat. Fire cannot begin, it cannot be continued, heat can be removed. The application substance which reduces amount of heat available fire reaction. This is often water which absorb heat. The phase change, water to steam, introduce sufficient quantity, type of powder, gas in the flame reduces amount of heat available fire reaction. Same manner. The scraping embarrass, burning structure also remove heat source, turning electricity, electric fire remove ignition sources. Without fuel, a fire will stop. Fire can remove naturally where fire has consumed all burnable fuel manually, mechanically or chemically remove the fuel from the fire. The fuel separation is important factor fire suppression and bases the most major tactics such as control burn, the fire stop because of lower concentration fuel vapor, the flame lead to a decreased energy release, lower temperature, removing fuel thereby decreases as heat. Without sufficient oxygen, fire cannot begin. It cannot be continued with a decreased oxygen concentration and combustion process. Slow oxygen can be denied fire using carbon dioxide, fire extinguisher and fire blanket or water. Okay guys, this is up to fire triangle. I hope you get sufficient knowledge after watching my video. Next week we have covered some another chemical engineering topics. Till then goodbye, do take good care of yourself.